camera that went off. Let me turn. Make sure I had to turn it on. Hold on. Okay, I had to turn my camera on because it went off and it kept going off. Look, man, our people have been conditioned by the powers that be, the Esau powers. This is a part two to the video I did 16 hours ago. Yeah, it was 16 hours ago, and the video is 22 minutes and 46 seconds. If you want to, you can go and check the video out. It's the last video that I created. Matter of fact, better yet, I'll put the link in the description box to the first video. I don't know if I was reading too slow in that video or what, but I'm going to read some things from Psalms 1. I think it's 139 verses, no, 119 verses. I'm gonna start at verse 99. Let's start. I'm gonna start at verse 97. That's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I need to get off into it, but I just want to give a brief introduction. Our people have been conditioned by the powers that be because we know that we're not in control of nothing. Before I read that, let me get in this. Let me say this, and then I'm gonna get to my reading. Y'all know that we, as a so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, have to have a passport leaving this state. And you know what? They doing that on purpose. They know what they're doing. They doing it is because the other people, white folks, is afraid because they want to know if you're leaving because they're gonna say, wait a minute, we gotta get a passport for this person here because we don't know what they might come and do. So we want to be able to know if somebody try to come over here and try to harm us or bomb the place up. Oh, you just never know what they thinking in their mind. I'm just making an illustration of this is how they are, the powers that be. Like they might try to hurt us. So if they leave out, then we'll know the last person who we gave a passport to. So let's check with the last person. You see what I'm saying? Like they'll try, that's their way of investigating, know who is who. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they do that. So if you don't believe we living under slavery and in slavery, you sadly mistaken. You got that. It's like really they saying we own y'all. Y'all don't own us. We own y'all. We tell y'all what to do. Ecclesiastes 7:7 says, "Surely oppression will make a wise man mad." Now, if you ain't mad about the stuff that's going on here in this so-called Babylon, that's what America means. Babylon, homosexuality, and the land of confusion. Because they have all that pedophilia over here. They have all of that pedophilia over here. White women is just as diabolical as white men. They predators too. White women is predators too. Y'all don't know that, but that's true. All you gotta do is Google it up. So look at this Seventh-day Adventist um white pastor, white so-called demonic man. He went and he was raping some kids. They put him in jail, but you ain't heard no more about him. Be quiet, because he a so-called white man. He a so-called white from the white race, Caucasian race. And when they do stuff like that, they're not gonna say anything and they're not gonna do too much about it. Why? Because they are so-called Caucasian people. You know how the Caucasian people do, because they run and rule everything. They do. They rule. The government is white supremacy. All this white supremacy. They own everything. They own us. They say that's what they say they do, but the Most High God do own us. But they ruling over us. But one day coming, we're gonna rule over our oppressors. This Esau's kingdom is coming to an end. You see what I'm saying? Our people will be willing to listen to the so-called white man first, than listening to me and you. Then you know what else they will do? What in the hell would I look like getting on my camera and I'm speaking out against the injustice of the so-called white man the way that I do. And then the next day you see me calling the so-called laws on somebody, because on one of my brothers, because they took something of mine, they stole something. So therefore I'm gonna go and call the so-called white man is to come solve my problem. That would be stupid. That would contradict all of my logic, that and all of the things that I promote in my video. That would make my channel be worth nothing. I ain't never did that. Sold my people out for some KK dollars, and I'm just saying it like that, people. I ain't never sold my people out for no KK dollars, none of that. Our people worships the white man, worships the white woman, not me. You see what I'm saying? There's a way you can work for your enemy without being stupid. It's one thing to do what you have to do to survive, but it's another thing is to be a sellout coon or a house nigga. That's different. You ain't got to be no house nigga. You ain't got to be no house negro for these so-called white. And I don't like people. I can't stand those kind of the sellout house negro. I can't stand them kind of people. I don't like them. You see what I'm saying? Because they'll sit up there and they'll say, well, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. What the heck? What the in the world? And I'd be wanting to take my hand and if I was the most high, I would take my hand and slap them into the middle of next week. Sitting up there talking like that, take it up for their enemy. And I say the hell with them, because they ain't nothing. And then when you get on here on your camera and you talk about how racist they are and all that kind of stuff, when you talk about how they own everything. Let me ask you all as a people of color something. If you wanted you a $20,000 truck, can you afford it? Be honest. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know it's resonating with y'all spirit, but y'all ain't gonna own up to it. So that should tell you something. But guess what the white boy can do? Guess what the white woman can do? They can go out and they can buy $20,000 trucks, cars, all of that. That's easy for them. For the so-called white man, yeah. I don't rob my people. White folks been robbing this country when they ever since their ancestors came over here. Even to this time, up until this time, they still robbing them, robbing the poor, and making the rich richer and making the poor poor. And we are the poorest of the poorest over here. That's what they doing. I got a couple of things that I need to read. If I read all what I really want to read, then the video gonna be probably about an hour, 2 hours. I don't know. It just depends. You see what I'm saying? But think about it, people. I want y'all to know you can't just pick up out of this so-called country and go overseas somewhere. You got to have a passport just to go overseas or into another country. And the so-called white man is ruling everywhere. It's not just here in the so-called country over here, what we call America. Russia, China, Germany, they all over the place. The white man, believe you me, everywhere the white man put his dirty hands, his dirty feet, is conquering, and there's some unjust going on everywhere they do, because they stole, raped, robbed, and murdered, and went all over the country, and they did these things. And somehow or another, when you come on your camera and you point this out, the first thing they want to do sometimes is put a restriction on your video and say your video violated the terms of the community guidelines and all of that, because they don't want to reveal. If you even say something about Hitler and post it up on your computer screen for the rest of the world to see it, you know what they're gonna do? You can watch the video, but they'll say something like, if you try to click on it, or if the audience click on it, they'll say something, this video is very graphic or whatever, or either they'll say this video has a restriction on due to the fact they have violated the terms of the community services and stuff like that. That's what they're gonna tell you. Because I had it happen. That's a shame. They don't want the truth about them being revealed. And somehow you have a lot of our black people who's getting on, our so-called black people getting on here being ignorant and saying, stop blaming the white man. I done seen video. I saw a woman got on her YouTube channel, and God bless her heart, but I couldn't watch that whole video. I was sick to the stomach before I even got 2 minutes into the video. I said, I can't watch this here. This is absolutely stupid and crazy here. And this is the reason why we as a black people can't get nowhere, is because we run around here talking about, well, you know what I learned is to stop blaming white people. I learned I'm a whole different way now. I'm gonna stop with that white man stuff and all that kind of stuff. Learn to take some responsibility for yourself. You will never see me on my camera doing that. If I say that I'm one way with my stuff, there's no way in the world I'm gonna get on my camera and change. And we living up under this white supremacist stuff. Because guess what white people are doing? Have white people ever got on their camera and said, you know what? We need to stop oppressing black people. We need to stop that. We need to make them just as rich and equal as us. Everybody on this planet need to be equal. So I'm gonna work hard to make sure that every black person uh, get equal rights and stuff like that. I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna make sure they get equal rights, because this ain't right. If I have to go to the district attorney, the SWAT team, the Department of the Correction Center, and the Georgia Department of Correction Center, the Georgia Department of the Correction Center, California of the Department of the Correction Center in California, and I'm gonna get with me some white people. We're gonna work and we're gonna make this thing even out, and we're gonna stop all this here. We're gonna give black people their stuff back. We're gonna have to stop this white people. How many of them you would you see them get on there and do that? How many times have the government got on their cameras all from all over the world in that so-called demonic White House, what they call the White House? It's a White House because they call themselves white, and say, look, we're gonna have to stop all this, and we got to stop this, and we got to give them everything that due to them, what our ancestors stole, and we living off this blood money and killing, raping, and robbing them. And so, you know what? This is not right. We got to let these people have their stuff back, and we got to get up out of here, white people, because this is not right. They ain't gonna say that, but you have a lot of us getting on our cameras and cooning it up for these white people. You don't see now one of my videos doing that, and you're not gonna never see my videos doing that. And don't even try to even come on my camera and tell me nothing about, like, somebody tried to say go and help a teacher do some work or whatever. And I'm saying, I'm just making the long story short. Don't try to get me to be a sellout coon, or be a slave because you a slave for the so-called white folks. Don't try to get don't push that agenda on me. That's you doing that. Don't try to come and push that agenda on me. That's you. Don't try to drag me into your slaves Uncle Tommy stuff. Don't drag me into that. You're not gonna drag me into that. No one will drag me into nothing like that. I refuse to let you drag me into stuff like that. And I'm like this here. I ain't if I am working for them, the only thing that they be good for is giving me what they owe me, and getting up out of here. No conversation, no laughing, no talking, no none of that. Get the work done and get up out of there. But just sitting there communicating with a Chinese, talking to them, laughing and grinning and talking to them. No, I don't need to do that. I can do that with my own people. But our own people has been brainwashed and conditioned is to get over on each other, is to kill each other. That our people have been conditioned to do that. And guess who I'm gonna take it back to? I'm gonna take it back to the so-called race of people, the Europeans that came over here and they colonized everything, and stole our identity. When they put their hands to this country, they raped, robbed, and murdered and took everything. This is what the white man, the so-called white man, is like a cancer to this planet. They are a cancer because everything they put their hands to, it destroys it. Look what they did to our water. Why do we have to pay for water? I'm gonna show you in the Bible where it tells us that this was prophesied, that this was going to happen. This is the land that after the book of Jeremiah, the first book of Lamentation.